Hey guys, how are we doing?
Good.
Some of you guys have already seen this classroom. I'm sure you've been in Intro to Auto. But if you haven't, this is the classroom, and this is my whiteboard we got here. And I just wrote my name up there, Mr. Carter. It's kind of got some sun glaring on it. Um, those are the subjects we teach in here. Junior year, you would take engine repair. Um, Engine repair, brakes, and steering and suspension are the three things you'd take in your junior year, as well as automotive maintenance. So, automotive maintenance would be belts, hoses, thermostats, oil change, tire rotations, you know, cabin air filters, that kind of thing. Obviously, brakes we do. You'll learn to flare brake lines. You'll do rear brakes, rear brake replacement. You'll use a brake lathe. All kinds of brake repairs. We actually use customer cars, so we'll bring people's cars in here all the time and work on them. Senior year, you'd end up doing electrical, so you'll learn automotive electrical and engine performance, and that entails a lot more than it sounds like. Electrical is quite vast. The cars nowadays are very electrically centric, I guess. 80 some percent, I was reading the other day, 88% of the car now has some electrical component. Um, think about the tires, even. They have tire pressure monitoring system, it's all electric. The mirrors, everything's got its own computer module. It's getting harder to diagnose and repair a car, but it takes a more skilled person to do it. The pay rates have gone up. Um, So before I get going too much, I just want to talk about. I'm a '95 Clay graduate, 1995. Most of you, and none of you were born at the time, so makes me feel pretty old. But I'm a '95 Clay grad, and I went on from Clay to Owens Community College. I was in the Ford Asset program. I graduated from there in 1998, and I worked at Matthews Ford, which is now Bowman Ford on Navarre Avenue, until about 2001. And then I went to another Ford dealer out in Fremont for a year or so, and then I went to work on big trucks, Class 8 trucks in Stony Ridge, Perrysburg, Ohio, at the International dealer. And I worked there for about 8 years, and then I came back here to teach. Very fortunate to be here. Um, the cool part about, I don't want to say this is a this is really no joke, but the cool part about joining a career tech program, I think, and that's, I'm not just talking about mine, I'm talking about other ones. I know other people that have taken other classes. It's more like a fraternity or a club. You'll see people that you went to school with, or people that maybe graduated from the program you were in, and they always love to introduce themselves. And I was in, hey, I was in automotive, and I think the one day I had a guy that was like in his 70s. His grandson was playing football out here or something, and he came into the shop and said, "Hey, I graduated. I was graduate for first automotive class at Clay High School. I graduated," and so it's pretty interesting. So you do use some of those connections. We have people on our advisory committee that are former graduates, and so it's a really good, it's an excellent way to network as well. So we senior year we employ, we get send kids out to work if they so choose. You can use it as part of your capstone grade, and get paid to work during the day. Some kids leave at noon, some kids leave at 12:30 for an automotive job, automotive related job, and that could be parts. You could work in the parts department. You could work in you could be in the one of the entry level technicians, do the oil changes and tire rotations, all the way up to working the counter, the parts counter, or the service desk, or whatever it may be. I've had students will go on to, some of them work at, um, some of them will work at AutoZone or O'Reilly's, and they'll go work, or they'll work at the Ford dealer or the Chevy dealer in town, or they might even work at Yark Automotive. We had some students a couple of years ago that they took 3 students the same year, and they worked at Yark Automotive out on Central Avenue. They went out to work. There's 2 of the 3 are still there, doing excellent. Some of our past graduates, you don't have to just be an automotive technician once you graduate from this program. We get other students that have gone on to work for the, railroad, um, refineries as technicians, the um, diesel techs. I was a diesel tech for a while. There's all kinds of jobs, boat mechanics, you name it, motorcycle mechanics, um, all kinds of different careers in this field that you could do. So I don't want to bore you too much with just sitting here looking at me. I'm going to take you out in the lab. I know some of you have already been out here, but we'll give you a good look out in the lab, and I'll show you what we have. So this is our alignment machine. We do vehicle alignments. Make sure I'm not muted. Vehicle alignments here. This is not something that's ever going to go away. If it's got wheels, it's going to need aligned. So people worry about electric cars coming out and not having a need for an automotive technician. Well, that's not true. And I read something the other day that said they're going to still have to make somewhere around the neighborhood of 45 billion gasoline or diesel engines will be made in the next 25 years. So always going to be some kind of work here to do. So the alignment machine and the alignment rack. So that's the drive-on alignment rack. You have these heads over here that you would attach to the ends of the wheels, and with these weird triangle things here. Hopefully, y'all got it. Everybody get a good look at the 3D image of the lab.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
I did.
Yeah, cool. Um, that was pretty neat. I really did enjoy doing that. I cleaned the shop up really well. It's a little dirtier today than it was during that 3D viewer, um, but excellent. So we have, let's see, we got besides the drive on lift, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 8 lifts. 8 lifts besides the drive on lift. Customer cars. We got a customer's vehicle in here right now. This Jeep Wrangler. We're gonna put a thermostat and a housing in it tomorrow. The juniors and probably the seniors when they get here. The seniors are using the old white pickup truck here. This thing's been here for a long time. We do use shop cars. We have the manufacturers provide shop cars. We've had this one for, you see that it says General Motors on the back of it there. We've had this thing for, it's a 98, and I believe we had it since 99. So, and I was not here at the time when they got it, but some of the stuff we have is pretty old, still usable. This thing still runs. We use it for diagnostic purposes every year, engine diagnostic purposes. Hooking up the computer. I let the juniors use it for like thermostat replacement, radiator removal. We do oil changes on it, all kinds of stuff, brakes. I had the fortunate idea of working at the driver's ed school for a little while, and they provided us with a vehicle. So they basically gave us a vehicle for doing that as well. Hopefully, I'm not making you guys sick with the computer up like this, but we have toolboxes. We have, as far as tools, we have almost all Snap-on stuff at this point. This is the latest one we got. I'm really like this thing. It's got everything is cut out. I don't know if you can see that, cut out, cut away, so that if you take something out, it goes right back in the same spot you took it from. It's pretty neat. Every drawer's full of something. It's got wrenches and sockets and little power driver that we have there. So we see the engines laying out here. See some of these engines laying out that they were probably in that 3D shop image thing that you guys saw. We weren't done with those. The reason they're still out is because we had started taking them apart before the before we got sent back home for the coronavirus. So uh, the kids are starting to put those back together and measure and put everything back together for on the engines that we had. And now I'm teaching them brakes, so it's pretty hectic down here. We're doing quite a bit of work in the lab at the same time. So you got, and this is another older vehicle that we've had for a long time, but we use this because of the hub rotors. You see here, hub rotor, teach you how to repack bearings. That's old school stuff, but you still need to do it. Everybody's got a boat trailer, you know. Um, we got rear brakes, rear drum brakes. We teach you how to do. They still use those. Uh, we've got another engine, another engine. We've got all these engines laying out all over the place. Tire machines. Down here we have all our tire machines, the brake lathe, the other tire machine over there. We've got several tire machines that we use. Mr. Schaefer's in here doing some work on his daughter's car. We got, there's our Ford donated this, this Focus here last school year. So we've been using that to do computer diagnostics on. It's pretty cool. It's a 2013, I believe. Yeah, 2013. Over here we got, this is where we keep our electric meters. You can see all the electric meters that are in here. There's one for every student in the class. I make them put their names on them every year. We don't get new ones, but we get, those are fairly new. So we use those every school year. And each kid gets their own. And if they blow a fuse in it, they have to learn how to replace the fuse. And so that's kind of fun. Everything we do in here is lab related. So I often, especially now, I've been teaching everything out in the lab, and then we'll come up to the whiteboard we have out in the lab here, and I'll draw it out for them so they can get an idea of what we're talking about. That's just some of that is engine codes, and then some of it is micrometer readings. And so every time they put an engine together, they got to measure certain parts and then make sure they fit and check for clearances so that the oil flows through the engine. But yeah, that's the auto lab. And we are ASE certified. I forgot to mention that. So ASE is the training program for automotive technicians. ASE certified means that it's one of the highest levels of training you can get in an automotive lab. I'm ASE certified. Mr. Schaefer's ASE certified. The program itself is ASE certified and has been since like 1993. It's one of the draws to the program that we have here. Does anybody have any questions so far?
I don't have any.
No? Okay, so one of the things I like to talk about is the job placement aspect of the program. And if I don't know if it'll let me share a screen or not. But so I brought up go back here. I'll share my screen. Let me know if you guys can see it. That's it right there. Okay, so I'm sure you guys have seen this. Mr. Schaefer's probably showed you this. BLS, Bureau of Labor Statistics. You can look all this stuff up on your own. There's like 700,000 automotive technicians in the United States. The median wage is about $45,000. That means that's the middle of the road. We just talked to the international dealer I used to work at. We were on a meeting with them the other day, and they said their top technician is making 38 something an hour. So that's 76 or $77,000 a year without any overtime. And he gets overtime because I used to work there. They give him 5 hours overtime every week usually. So there's different methods of payment. There's a flat rate. That means that you do it by the job, or there's hourly, and most of the guys at the international dealer are hourly, so they get paid by the hour that they're there. The other thing I was going to show you is the all data system that we use. Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the all data system we use. This is how we figure out, because you can't just work on cars and then not have some kind of a shop manual. So this is our online version of our shop manual. And when you guys sign up for the program, we get your computers. Actually, anybody in the school could use this if you were at school. If you were at school today, you could use this program. You just have to log in. I'd have to show you how to log into it, but um, this is basically our shop manual and this includes every car. You can pick any year, make and model in here. And then the other thing I was going to show you, if you're in Intro to Auto, you probably recognize this. This is today's class, and so this is basically our training manual or book. It's here to say that we use to teach. I use this one for brakes. There's one for, let's see if I can find it. There's one for power engine performance. There's one for engine repair. There's one for pretty much every unit that we need to use in the car. So right now I'm teaching the seniors about coils, ignition coils, and I'm teaching the juniors about brake fluid and master cylinders right now. So that was cool. Does anybody have any more questions? Did you guys like the 3D model?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
There's
Yep.
gonna be an email sent to you about signing up for class, and I think she said she wants it back by Friday as the deadline. Um, so if you check your email, probably later today for the application for the class. Okay. Any questions at all? You can chat it up. You can go in the chat, I think, and I'm used to using this. If you want to go in the chat and privately ask me a question about a car or or about the class at all, we got like more than 10 minutes left. I didn't know what they exactly wanted me to do, but they gave us a half hour. So that's pretty much all I have. Sorry about my eye. I got bit by a spider or something overnight. Just my luck, because we have an event today. So any questions? No, you definitely don't have to. You don't have to know anything about a car when you walk in here. You don't have to have any prerequisite when you come in to the automotive class. We have students that run the gamut. So we have students that have helped their parents with their car. When I was a student, the kid that lived down the street from me, and I used to work on cars in the driveway in the driveway at my house, and so we did brakes and like minor repairs to cars because we like cars. That's what we did as kids. We didn't have very many video games, so it's one of those things that we kind of got into. That's why I was into it so much. But um, he later went on. So an interesting story. That kid, the kid that lived down the street from me, went on to be the 2015 Chrysler ASE Automotive Technician of the Year. He's my best friend, and I still talk to him to this day. That's one of those um, fraternity type things where you know the kids that you were in the class with, and you kind of connect with them. You can absolutely bring your own car in for repairs. Yeah, I did. I had a 1980 something Dodge Ram back in the day. It was a piece of crap, and we uh we did all kinds of stuff to it. I think back when I was a student, we had over 5 periods a day, so we actually did head gaskets on a couple of different kids' cars while we were in here. We did head gaskets on an Ford Escort, which is a car that they don't make anymore. But we had head gasket on Ford Escort. Did a head gasket on a Pontiac. Um, we did all kinds of stuff. So yeah, definitely bring your own cars in. That's fine. We'll work on other teachers' cars. People that live in the district, people live out of the district. My mom's got friends that she brings their cars in. I have other friends that like to bring their cars in. Brakes, minor electrical stuff like windows inoperable, or lights staying on, or headlight replacement, or tail light replacement, simple stuff like that, all the way up to well, I'm trying to think the hardest thing I've done lately. Um, Pulled a turbo off of a pickup truck was one of the tougher ones that I've done recently with kids. So air conditioning type stuff, we don't really teach that much anymore, but we absolutely have to do it. So you'll learn a little bit of that. That's the other thing I was going to mention, that like I use this. You can use this information not only for working on cars, but I've fixed my washer and dryer, dishwasher. I fixed my dishwasher the other day. The pump went out. I replaced the pump. Um, all I needed was a meter to figure out that it was getting power, and you just, the fun part about that is you learn a little bit about it, and you know how to use a meter. You can use a meter for anything. Air conditioning. Let's say your air conditioning in your house went out. You could learn to fix that. You could. I think I put a control module in my furnace a couple of years ago. Um, all kinds of stuff. So it's not just for cars. I mean, you're learning mechanical information. You're learning how to do things for yourself. So it's excellent information to have. Has anything ever gone wrong while repairing a car? Yeah, I mean that happens. It happens. Kids break things, and it's just one of those things you're learning. Um, Everything has a fix, though. That's what you got to remember, is that if you break something, it's going to be repaired. We had a girl. I had a girl in here one time. Actually, two kids, one girl, one boy. They both were upset with themselves because they broke a bolt, and it was brake caliper bolt. We ended up, that was just into the slide. You pull the slide out, you buy a new slide, you put a slide in. It's not that big a deal. Um, that's what we're here to learn to do, is to fix things. And stuff has gone wrong for sure. I put a set of ball joints in a guy's truck a few years ago, and the parts that we got were not very good. He bought them from like AutoZone, and I think he got them because they were cheap. We put them in, and then he had no returnability on the steering wheel. So you'd go to turn the corner, and the car would want to stay turning. You had to like physically turn the car back. So I had to bring it back in and have them get better ball joints for the car. We had a kid a few years ago. He drove a car off the lift, off this drive-on lift, uh, his own car. We had to figure out how to get it back up on the lift and check it out and see if we had anything wrong with it. Funny, just goofy stuff, but things happen. Nobody's been hurt, but just funny, goofy stuff has happened. Anything else?
Can you say that last part again? My house is very loud.
Which part? About
The part about the dude
the
not
kid?
being able to turn or something.
Oh, the steering. Yeah, yeah. He bought some cheap ball joints from AutoZone. I think it was Auto. It could have been O'Reilly. It doesn't. I don't know where he bought them from, but he bought some cheap ball joints. And when I took it out for a test drive, I was going to steer it, and it stuck steering in one way because it didn't have any returnability on the steering because the ball joints weren't good. I put different set of ball joints in it, and it was fine. But so that does happen. Anything else? Hopefully that was okay. Did you guys enjoy that a little bit? It's not as good as in person, but if you guys have any questions, tell you what, I think I sent a bunch of you an email earlier, but I'll write my email address down here on the board real quick so you can see it. You guys see that?
Is that a T at the front?
Yes, that's a T.
Okay.
Sorry.
You're fine.
If you stop sharing, and like your picture will be bigger so we can see it.
Stop share. Oh, stop the share. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, stop sharing your screen and your yeah, there you go.
Is that better?
Yes.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah. That's my email. That's how you get a hold of me here. 2126 is the extension. So if you need to call or whatever, you guys should be talking to your counselors probably in the next like 3 weeks, I think, two or 3 weeks from now. So there will be an application for the class, so you can go on to your email. I know Mrs. Ben is supposed to be sending that out. So is everybody good?
Yeah.
Yep, thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You too.
You too.
See you later.